Welcome to The Perspective. I'm C. Towns alongside Mr. Ed.
What's going on, man?
We had to do this video, as you can see, to the great Kobe Bean, Black Mamba, Bryant. This was tough. I don't know about you, when I first got the news, I didn't want to believe it. I was just like, I don't know how worse this could get, but it got worse. It went from just Kobe Bryant, and they said 5 people, they didn't know who they were, to 9 people, and including one of his daughters.
Yeah, one of his daughters.
And then including other daughters.
And not only that, I mean, there was a mom, a husband, a wife, and a child.
And I want to talk about that, because I don't want people to think, yes, this is a Kobe tribute, but we got to recognize everybody that was affected by this, because that family in particular, they had another daughter.
Yeah.
And a son, I believe, who was older. But that's everybody.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. And death in situations like this is so unexpected. You know, no one's elderly. No one was sick. It's a shock. It's a sudden shock, devastation to your lives, and it's going to take them a while to get over that and get through that. I'm just hoping and praying for the best for all of them. And obviously Kobe, who's more well known, famous. People will talk about him and his child, but everyone on that flight has family and loved ones and friends and people who care about them. And right now they're going through it. They really are going through a rough time.
It is so troubling, because I don't know if you watched it. I watch All the Smoke by Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And it's with Showtime.
Mm-hmm.
They just sat down with Kobe Bryant at his home. Full long, it was like an hour and 10-minute video.
Sure.
If you haven't, please check it out. He just talked about life after basketball.
Sure.
And how much he's accepted being retired.
Yeah.
Because he did. Nobody can say Kobe Bryant left anything on the court.
Yeah.
He gave basketball 110%. Talked about his schedule, how it was going to practice, and being a father at the same time. To now, it's like, I'm loving being retired. I'm loving the fact that I can be in my kid's life even more. Be a family man.
Sure.
Talking about things that he had coming up. And for me to hear this news, it was horrible. It was, Kobe Bryant is somebody I looked up to and loved even when I was younger, when he was first drafted in the NBA. The Fro, number 8, flashy type player.
Interesting story. I'm at Temple University watching a workout, and he's drafted by the Lakers, right, out of high school, and he's working out at Temple, and the players that he were working out were Mark Jackson, former NBA player and former Temple player, and Eddie Jones, who was at that time a Laker.
Yep.
And he was, going to work out with him, and they from the area because Eddie Jones went to Temple.
Yep.
And I remember there was a couple other pro players there, and I remember him playing with them, and he went to the hole like every time, and Mark Jackson blocked his shot a couple times. A few other times he missed the layup, and my impression was, I don't think he's ready. And I remember my friend who was sitting next to me tapped me. He said, because I'm like, I don't think he's ready. He tapped me. He said, why not? I said, he got a shot blocked a couple times, and he missed a couple of layups. And he said, but did you notice those NBA players couldn't stop him from going to the hole?
That's very true.
And I said, you know what, you're right. They couldn't stop him from getting. He had to learn how to finish past NBA players, but because he was a high schooler, he's a high school kid, and none of them could defend him. and stop him from getting where he wanted to go
Jones
to.
was a hell of a defender.
You know what I mean? But I remember, but he was, and it was the funny part, Eddie Jones didn't defend him at this time. Eddie Jones was on his
Mark
team.
Jackson could play defense too.
Yeah, well, Mark Jackson was the one who blocked the shots. But the funny part, another funny part of that is when he blocked his shot for the second time, Eddie Jones was upset. So he came down and dunked on Mark Jackson's head. But basically what I had to realize was I'm looking at this kid who NBA players can't defend, and all he has to learn to do is to finish. And a lot of that had to do with coming out of high school not really being strong. And I guess over the course of that summer, you know what I mean, he got better. And then the course of that first year, he got better. And better enough that even his mentor, Eddie Jones, became expendable to the Lakers because he was going to be in his spot. And it was, you know what I mean, and we ain't going to pay both of y'all.
But that's a good thing to be able to reflect and be like, hey, I seen him.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen him in a game, NBA-wise, but I seen him one time.
Yeah.
The one time I saw him was when I lived in Seattle.
Yeah.
They had Jamal Crawford had his Pro-Am game.
Yeah.
In Seattle. Other NBA players. Matt Barnes was there. I can't remember other players, but Kobe Bryant showed up. Everybody in that building went crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody went. And this was 2013, 2014. It was one of those years, and everybody went crazy.
Yeah.
And I have a picture of me taking a picture of him. It was just, that's a memorable moment seeing somebody that great. But for him to be gone right now, the age of 41.
41 years old. Yeah. Not only a great offensive player, but a great defender. Yeah. Outstanding defender.
It's like, it doesn't seem real, I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like it's just a bad dream all over again. I felt this didn't hit as hard as Nipsey Hussle passing, because Nipsey Hussle passed hit me hard. But I feel like this didn't hit me as hard because I just dealt with Nipsey Hussle last year. It's like there's no break.
Yeah, it's
losing legendary people.
Sure. And the only thing I would
early.
be able to compare to for my generation is if we lost Jordan. You know what I mean? Because
41. Like, could you imagine?
He was when I was a teenager. He was my guy. You know what I mean?
Everybody looked at Kobe.
I watched Doc, but Doc really was older guys before me. You know, even though I got to see him and saw him in games.
The way you feel about him is the way I feel about Jordan.
Yeah.
I watched Jordan play, but
he wasn't your guy.
He wasn't my guy. He lit it up. Don't get me wrong.
No, but he was there before you got into the sport. So yeah, and if something hadn't happened to Jordan suddenly and like this here, I can understand. But man, his career was phenomenal. You know, we mourn his passing, but his career was 5 NBA
for his career. He averaged 25 points a game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
83 free throw percentage. Field goals 44.
Yeah.
He played 1,346 games.
Yeah.
With one team.
Yeah. Especially during his era, like it's rare to have a career span one team. You know, this doesn't happen that often in almost any sport anymore, right? You just stay with one team.
I almost feel like that's over at this point.
Yeah.
He idolized Jordan and mastered his game. And that's what made me respect him more, is because he saw the blueprint from Jordan and said, you know what? I can do that. Went to LA, modeled his game basically right after Jordan, stayed with the Lakers, only had 5 titles and not 6, even though I'm not going to lie to you, I think he would have got a 6 if he didn't get hurt. It's a shame. It's going way too soon.
Yeah.
Way too soon. I looked at like how we talked about other players. When you watch NBA games and you see the older guys on the sideline watching the younger guys play, I wanted to be that to say, oh, look at Kobe.
Yeah.
I wanted my son to be like, who's that guy?
Yeah, and you to be
that's Kobe being Bryant.
Yeah.
You see all the old timers getting old, Still being able to go to the games.
And you know, he's for those of us born and raised in Philadelphia, so many ties to this city beyond just going to Lower Marion.
Yeah.
His uncle, Chubby Cox, was a basketball star here in the city for Villanova. He was my science teacher when I was in junior high school. His dad, obviously, Joe Jellybean Bryant, played for the Sixers and in the NBA. And from this area, like, it's, you know.
Big Eagles fan.
Yeah. I remember watching that video of him
when they won the Super Bowl.
When they won the Super Bowl.
Ecstatic.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a tough loss. I am going to. It's like these one of them things where I'm gonna have to just sit my son down and show him highlights.
Yeah.
Cause
some nice highlights.
My son already came to me. Oh, Pops, everybody's sad because Kobe Bryant died. I'm like, man, you have no idea how big that man was. To me, this is sad, but it's almost a celebration because he will never be forgotten. He has left the legendary handprint on so many people.
My two biggest memories of him is coming into the league and being and winning the slam dunk contest. I remember early years of that, and us the Sixers. I mean,
finals
not being able to
handle him or Kobe. Handle him or Shaq.
And that So that being said, if you have some memories or some moments or something, please share them. Share them.
Yeah.
Put them in the comment sections. What do you remember most? Was it a shot, a game, a defensive play, whatever it was? If you have a Kobe memory, put it in the comments.
Yeah, favorite Kobe game, the 81-point game, any game, the lob to Shaq, anything. I'm not even going to say what I normally say at the end of this. I'm just going to say rest in peace to the man.
Yeah, rest in peace.
The legend, Kobe Bean Bryant, the Black Mamba.
She got